Hey guys, so I want to talk about something which has come up more than one occasion on personal messages and YouTube comments, and it's about the content of the YouTube channel. And what I mean by that, many people, not so many, but a fair few people have shared with me and said that they think that maybe I shouldn't mix the things that I speak about spirituality, the things that I speak about the financial system, the things that I've seen through my research and understand what's going on the planet with the Children's Fund, the Animal Rescue, the Angels Gate Centre and Featherstale Children's Village. And people often say they shouldn't be together, they should be separated. And I disagree with this ideology, and naturally this is why I still share them together on the YouTube channel. Now, when it comes to the Facebook, to give you an example, social media, there's two forms for me, Facebook and YouTube. I don't use Instagram and stuff yet. I probably should, because many people keep telling me I should get on there. But I don't have the time at the moment, but I'll get onto this stuff anyway. But I use Facebook and YouTube. Now on Facebook, I have a dedicated page which is purely about that which I share, that which I teach, that which has brought me to be able to be the sort of person I am, that has allowed me to work with God to build Featherstale. And that's my Baba Wanyama Facebook page. I then have my personal page, which is just like a conglomerate of both, because this is just my personal page. It's not associated with this, that, or the other. It's just my normal, from the beginning, Facebook page. I also then have the Children's Fund page. I have a page for Featherstale Children's Village and a page for the Animal Rescue. I never ever share any of my musings and so on and so forth on any of those pages. The Children's Fund page is purely about the children, Featherstale is purely about Featherstale, and the Animal Rescue is purely about the Animal Rescue. The three might mix together from time to time, but I never put my musings in among that. Now on YouTube, things are a little different. Of course, I share all sides of things. I share myself and my personal journey and learnings alongside what I've learned has allowed me to create here whilst working and communing with God. So they are together. We know this. If you're watching the YouTube video, the children's videos come up and the musing videos come up. It's all together in the same place. And as I say, some people say I should separate that. Now, the reason I haven't separated it and I won't separate it are plentiful. Now, I'm going to be very open and honest about this. First of all, I share my musings because I believe you should always speak your truth. If you are stifled in any way from not speaking your truth, then you're making a big mistake. Now, actually, last year, was it last year now? Yeah. I shared a video on the Paris attacks, and I stifled myself and I took it down. Now, the more time has progressed, the more I know I made a mistake there. So I'm going to re-upload that video one day this week. And in there, I share about 7/7 bombings and things that I know and that I've seen. And when you watch it, you can make your own judgment on that. But I took it down and I stifled myself. I stifled the truth that I knew inside my heart when I did that. And this is bad as a human being to do that, because then you are restricting yourself. You can't operate fully as who you are. If you think to yourself, I shouldn't do that in case of this, I shouldn't say that in case it upsets this person, then you're not being you. You're just suppressing yourself, and I don't think we should ever suppress ourselves. What comes from your heart should be expressed wherever it needs to be expressed. And this is how a human should function, without fear of condemnation, without fear of judgment, just to be able to freely share that which was in their heart and is within their mind as well, and their soul, if you like. So I stifled myself in the past, and I won't do it again. I won't suppress myself based on fear of this and fear of people judging. Now, Gandhi said something which is very true, I believe. Truth can never hurt a movement. It can never hurt let's put it in other words. If you were to transplant his words, the truth can never harm any movement on the planet, because truth can't harm something which is progressing. And this is something I very much believe. In fact, I know. Truth cannot harm our project. Speaking my truth cannot harm it. And God has shown me this time and time again. Featherstale Children's Village, many of the buildings, some of the buildings were built by persons who did fundraisers to help the children from Facebook. But many of these buildings, we have 12 buildings here now, were built by persons who came to me through my musings on the internet and through my what I spoke about the banks, etc. And they were totally in line with me, these persons. Now, obviously, they have resources to share, and they had a heart to share, and they shared with me. But God used my musings on spirituality and on the financial systems and on the way that consciousness is a moldable entity which is which is under attack to be controlled from all angles, from all forms of propaganda. Those persons found me through that, and in turn they built Featherstale. Now, other people might say, well, they would turn me away from sharing with Featherstale, but that's not my experience up to now. My experience is predominantly that those who find me through the musings share with the children as well. Those who are sharing with the children and have a good heart are not going to stop sharing with the children just because I say something they might not like on a YouTube video. So truth cannot harm a movement, and this is what God has shown me, and I'll stand with what I've experienced. Direct experience is that it's important for me as well as to share and be the voice for the children, which is why this all began. I am the voice for the children. At the same time, I'm the bridge between those that have and the children that have not. The children need a voice, I am that voice. And in return, those who hear that voice need a bridge to get the resources to the children. And this is what I act as. Now, on top of that, as I say, sharing your truth is vitally important as a human being. If you don't speak your truth, then you are not fulfilling yourself. You're not being yourself, and you're not answering the call of your heart. To move on from that, when I share these musings, etc., it's very clear if you look at the videos that they get more views. Now, let's be very matter of fact about this. I need to be the loudest voice I can for these children. The more views my videos get, the louder my voice gets into the realm of persons who are able to provide for these children and less children suffer. So, when the videos about children who are struggling are not being watched, people don't find them is why they're not being watched. But some people who are subbed to my channel still only watch more of my musings than what they do of the children. But in doing that, you create algorithms on YouTube, just to be very blunt and basic about this. And when you have these algorithms, the chances of the persons finding the plight of the children increases as well. So I don't make those videos because it bolsters views. This is not why I do it. I do it because I want to speak from my heart. I do it because I want to be who I am. And I have to as well be logical in as I say, that they do hold up the channel in another way. Persons find us through the musings, and then they share with the children when they watch those videos. So I'm reluctant to separate the two. I really am. Now, I believe, I might be wrong, but we are probably the most active charity YouTube channel on the planet. However small the audience might be compared to other YouTube channels, and for sure some charity videos might get 1 million hits, etc. But I mean activity, I mean visiting daily to see what is going on. I don't know any other YouTube charity channels that have daily visitors like that. I really don't. And it shows because when I have an emergency, I can put it out there on YouTube, I can put it out there on Facebook, and it is answered. And this is how we operate. We are about the average working and middle class predominantly sharing what they have with those who have not. We are not funded by billionaires who are giving us pots of money. For sure, we do have some wealthy donors who have assisted us in the past, and we are eternally grateful. But predominantly, like 90% of the money that comes in is from working class persons who share a little bit, and this is how we operate, this is how we help the children here. And the more of those people you can get in front of is more benefit. Ultimately, I'm here to support these children, and that is what I will carry on doing. And if I ever feel that sharing my own personal musings in amongst the work with the children jeopardizes that, I'll cease to do it. But up to now, I've seen no evidence of that. I see the odd person complain and say I shouldn't do that, but then I see many more supporting us through that. So it's a fine balance of things. And as well, when you make a video which pushes you up on the algorithms on YouTube, it's beneficial. It gets the word out about these children. And sadly, we live in a society where people don't care, guys. You're not going to sit and put in a YouTube search engine, children in need. Very few people are going to do that. But if you put in a YouTube search engine, some of the knowledge I have, for instance, how does the banking cartel rule the planet? Stuff about Brexit, etc., then you're going to be able to find more people seeking that. And when they come to me, I get to share my truth. I get to be who I am in doing that. I get to answer that which God has gifted me with, and the knowledge through esoterics and through Gnosticism and the pursuit of knowledge, gnosis, which means knowledge. God has rewarded me with this knowledge, and I say as humbly as I can, perhaps even a tinge of wisdom from time to time, but not always. I'm not a wise man. I don't say I'm wise. And he has rewarded me with what I need to be able to assist people. When people need help through as well my own life experiences, I can help because I've experienced most of the things people are struggling with in the West. Likewise with my children here, I've got 30 boys looking for a father figure. I can answer most of their problems, and I know how to tackle them by the grace of God. And I get to share that with the world, which we should do. We should never stifle our voice. But at the same time as getting to do that, it elevates the amount of traffic which comes to the Children's Fund and comes to the videos about the children. And with it, the very reason I started this, the children that I fell in love with all those years ago, who I couldn't help after I ran out of my own money, I couldn't help them, I can now help. And the only way I can ever help them is through you guys and through the Facebook and using me as that bridge to get to the children, because I can't earn any money while I'm here. I'm a volunteer. I can't do it that way. And it doesn't mean we should all be volunteers, not what I'm saying. We need businesses. We need that. We need to boost our economy with business. This is an important part of it. And also at the same time, when you see it here very clearly, you see a family who have a little cheap metal pot that they're cooking in. Someone had to start a business to make that pot, and if they weren't starting that business to make that pot, what would they be eating? And what would they be cooking it in? So it's a necessity. I'm not saying everyone should be a volunteer, but my position is I'm a volunteer, and how can I earn money? The only way I can do it is to beg. That's it. I can beg. I can be as humble as possible, and I can beg. But I will also speak my truth, because otherwise I will not be just to myself. And it will sit inside my heart, and I will say, I would feel a hypocrite if I said, this person here with billions of pounds should share that so as they can help to alleviate the suffering on the planet, whilst they're fearful to share that money because they feel they need it to be secure. And I could potentially help to awaken people to the injustice of their system and help to share people who I am, so they can learn who I am and what worked for me to be able to come here and to be close enough to God to be able to build what I've built in the last few years. Then, and I suppressed that, and I said I can't do that out of fear of this. I'm no different to the billionaire who won't share their money because they're comfortable with it. This is how I feel in my heart when it comes to that. So I will always keep sharing it. Perhaps one day they'll part company and Baba Wanyama page will go this way and the Children's Fund one that way. I don't know. But for now, they will stay together, because God has only ever shown me that it's been beneficial for the children and for the projects here, and that's what's important to me. And at the same time, for me as a human being to operate as I do, I need to speak my truth. I can't suppress it. And the one time I did that, I took down a Paris attack video. And you know, guys, I shouldn't have done that, because I see things that other people might not be able to see, because I've been gifted with the fact I don't live inside that system of Babylon, as the Rastafarian would say. I don't live in the Western system, so I can observe things a little more easily from outside of it. And because of that, I can reach in and I can share my knowledge. And I think knowledge is wasted unless shared. So yeah, I'll be re-uploading that video someday shortly anyway. But for now, just want to say that the content, thank you for everyone for your suggestions and your concern, and I get where it's coming from. I really do. If I were you, I can put myself empathetically in your shoes and I can say, yeah, I'd ask that question as well. Is it wise to do that? You know, when I put a video on saying that the Pope's doing his job wrong, perhaps that might turn away some Roman Catholics or some Catholics from supporting the children here. But I dare say they can then go and find a Catholic mission if it's so important to them that is supporting the children here, and support them. But at the same time, someone out there needs to call them out. Someone has to, guys. And if you're already working with God and working in service and you're on the front line and you're doing what Jesus taught, then I think you should be allowed to call them out on that. And same with other things as well. If you see someone deceiving the people that you love, then you should be able to call them out. And it shouldn't affect negatively the work with the children. I think you should be able to see. It's no different to the head of Oxfam sharing his research on a certain subject. It doesn't mean Oxfam as a conglomerate has got the same viewpoint. So this is how it will be, and the two are interwoven. Feather's Tail asks a lot of me. I ask nothing of Feather's Tail, but we are one in the same. I know if I die tomorrow, Feather's Tail will die a year later. If that happens right now before I've made it sustainable, that's what will happen. Unless by some miracle the story went viral and everyone shared enough money to keep it going. But up to now, I'm the only income source. So if I die tomorrow, all of this dies within a year or so, or maybe it's less once the money stops and the videos stop and the attention stops. So I need to keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe I'm making a mistake, but up to now, through direct experience, I feel I'm doing what is best, and I hope that you guys can respect that and understand that. And I love you all for sharing, and I love you for being concerned, because it shows me that you are emotionally invested in Feather's Tail and the children, and that's what I want. That's why I want this to be wide open, so people can know us, people can know these children, people can know my family here, because it's you guys who are making this possible. It's you guys who made my dream come true, which was a dream to better the lives of the children here. So I can't do it without you, and that's why I wanted to make this video, to answer that. And I'd love some discussion underneath if anyone wants to share. I'm wide open. Maybe you can say something that'll send me off in another thought train that might make me feel I should change something. I don't know, but this is how I feel up to now. Anyway, much love, guys.